Start the recording. Start the recording. Wait, should I start? Which recording should I start first? Hold on. Okay. So, I got a microphone. Look at this. Look at the microphone. There's a whole microphone and everything. Okay. So, we've got this Technics Zoom K300. And I didn't know Technics made keyboards either. Apparently, they also made organs. I did not know this. I thought they just made record players and hi-fi gear. But here it is. The Technics K300 keyboard. It's like your typical mid to late 80s keyboard. So it's got like, it's not really a synthesizer. It's got like the presets, and then there's like the drum mode, play the rhythm, whatever. And it makes sure to tell you that it's PCM sampled, which is actually kind of cool. Unfortunately, you cannot play the drum sounds individually. You just get like the pattern, but whatever. And then there's this whole section over here with the like automagic push a key and then it will automatically play stuff. It's very complicated. It's like super complex. There's like a way to program. It's almost like an arranger where there's a way to program in like multiple sequences. I have not figured it out, and I don't use it, and I don't really care about it. So I don't really want to talk about that. But anyway, let's look at the back. Oh, it weighs 1,000,000 pounds. Okay, so model, power. I'm not close to the microphone. I haven't done this before, where I record the microphone and the camera separately. So we're gonna try this out. There's it's focusing on the floor, very good. There's the model and stuff. There's the AC tune thing to tune it. You got your MIDI in and out, which is the only reason I bought this and paid probably too much for it from Guitar Center. You have sustain, expression pedal. The keys are not velocity sensitive, so yeah. Level high-low switch. This little bastard switch that doesn't work. And then when it doesn't work, you lose the right audio channel, and so you have to jiggle it. There's your line out. And then it says Technics over here. Very neat. Another feature that I didn't know this had until literally this morning. So the line out, when you plug it in, it plays the speakers at the same time, which is obviously not good for trying to mix things because you can hear two things at the same time. And the whole time I've had this thing, I was like, wow, I wish it had a headphone jack. So I was going to open it up and, for one, fix the fact that one of the channels didn't work, which I fixed by wiggling that switch, and also try to shut off the internal speakers. I moved away from the microphone again, try to shut off the internal speakers. But then I found out, can I do this? Then I found out you can't see it. There's a headphone jack on this, but it's on, how do I do this? I don't know how to film things. I'm still figuring it out. There we go. Look at the headphone jack. It's right there. It's on the... Damn it. Focus. It's on the side. It's not focusing. Please. There it is. It's on the side. I jammed this thing in it. Why would you put the headphone jack here? There it is. Now you can see it. Look at that. Why would you put the headphone jack like on the side, on the corner where nobody can see it, and not, I'm bumping the microphone, and not with the rest of the stuff. Oh, this video is a mess. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm away from the microphone again. I don't know why they put it down there, because you can't see it and you don't know it exists. And yes, if you do plug something into it, it shuts off the speakers, as you would assume it would. However, it appears to be mono for some reason. And I clipped the microphone again. It appears to be mono for some reason. So I just have the dongle jammed in the side to shut off the internal speakers, and then I use the regular line out. So it's kind of a mess. But yeah, kind of neat. Let's turn it on. It's got that big chunky power switch. Okay, you turn it on, and I'm going to turn these off. These are secret buttons for later. So you got string ensemble. Sounds kind of terrible. Jazz organ. Actually doesn't sound that terrible. It has like percussion and stuff. Kind of neat. You got full organ. You know, it still doesn't sound very good. You got brass. I clipped the microphone again. You got brass. It's all right. You got accordion. It's also fine, tolerable. And then if you push both of the buttons at the same time, you can get piano. I should zoom in on this so you can see what I'm talking about. You could get piano. Also doesn't sound very good. You can get harpsichord. This one's my favorite. It's like a triangle sawtooth wave. And then you can also have guitar, which is it's fine. It's also some weird kind of synthesis. So I think only the drums are PCM sampled and the rest of it is not, which is fine. And you might say, all of those presets sound terrible. Why did you buy this? Well, you got to see the secret buttons. This, terrible, right? But there's a chorus button. Slightly better. Still not very good. But then, let me introduce you to my friend, Mr. Sustain button and slider. There is a sustain pedal option, but also this slider. And this is cool. Still sounds terrible, right? Let me increase the sustain. Huh? Huh? Let me increase it more. I think it sounds kind of interesting and decent. I'm messing up the camera again. It like bends the pitch as it sustains for longer, which I think is really cool. It's really cool on the bass notes. I think that's awesome. Also, the harpsichord with sustain sounds really cool. It's pretty neat. I like that as well. Also, the piano with sustain on sounds really cool. It has this very surreal quality to it. Especially on the bass notes. Once again, it's just like so soft sounding. If you've ever listened to the Watering a Flower cassette, the bass in it sounds like this. It sounds like this. Like, that's what it sounds like to me, and that's why I bought it, is because I really, really like that, and I really, really dig these bass sounds. Sounds kind of Minecrafty too, if you want to think about it that way. People who haven't heard that cassette that probably barely anybody has heard. It sounds kind of Minecrafty, very ambient sounding. Unfortunately, I don't know how to play any of the Minecraft songs, but if I did, I bet they would sound pretty neat on this. But once again, when I first saw this in the store, and these were off, I was like, that sounds terrible. I turned the chorus on. I was like, okay, that's a little bit better, but it's still not very good. And then I turned the sustain on. And I was like, holy crap, why does the sustain have such an effect on the sound? It's awesome. I really, really dig it. But yeah, that's why I got it. It's because of the sustain. Pretty neat. Also, if I push, I don't want to go over all the automatic junk because I don't know how it works and I don't care. I'm more interested about that and the fact that the sustain is really weird on this thing. But it has demo modes. If I push this button, you push FSO, and then if you notice, I moved away from the microphone on accident. If you notice, there's like all of these, and the camera's probably not focusing. There's this blue strip, which is all covered in goober because the person before me put some tape over it. There's this blue strip, and it has all these like numbers and stuff on it. And it says full sound. What does that say? Full band setting computer, which is like the arranger function I was talking about earlier. And over here, there's the chord composer, and there's like there's like a coda and like there's a whole bunch of stuff going on that I don't understand. But if you push this button and then push one of these demo keys, it will make a small little sound and go into a demo mode. And I want to find the funny one that I found earlier. That's not it. It's not it either. This is it. I'm going to push start. As you can see, when I did that, it makes a little sound, and then it changes all the buttons, and then it loads all this stuff in. I'm going to push start. It's a disco version of Nutcracker. It's pretty good. It's really good. I enjoyed this entirely too much. Oh, also, if you zoom in on this little display, focus, it will show you the tempo and also like the chords that are playing. And I think that's really neat. Yeah, I might record this and upload it separately, just this demo version of this song. But anyway, yeah, it does that, which is really awesome and cool. It also has a secret function if you plug in MIDI to it, which I'm going to have to do and move everything. So give me 1 second. Okay. The K300 has been moved back under the table where it normally sits on top of this milk crate because I just use it with the MPC. But here's the MPC. I'm sitting in front of a microphone and it is in the way. Here's the MPC. There's this whole setup that I also need to do a video on eventually. But there's a secret function. So if I just MIDI, MPC, I need to turn this on. So the MIDI goes out of the MPC through the Roland sound canvas and then to the Technics under the table. This should generate sound. Hooray, it's working. So normally you got it on MIDI channel 1 or whatever. Why is this like... Okay, just your normal MIDI. It's controlled by MIDI, which is cool. The other reason I bought it, because then I can actually use it with the MPC. But if you turn it to MIDI channel, not MIDI channel 2, but MIDI channel 3, you get this. It's very quiet. It sounds almost like a sine wave, and it's monophonic. But it is pretty cool, like as a bass sound. I don't know if they intended you to plug in like a separate keyboard so you could have this bass sound or what, but it's there. And it's on MIDI channel 3 and not MIDI channel 2, and I don't know why. There was another version of this that I'm pretty sure actually had like a bass, like it was multi-timbral. But like this one is also multi-timbral. So I don't know. I didn't see any mention of this anywhere that you can do this. So maybe it's a secret feature, or maybe they just didn't put it in the manual, Or maybe they left it in on accident. I don't know. Anyway, that's the Technics K300. It's a weird keyboard that sounds terrible until you turn the sustain on, and it lives under this table. And it is in 3 songs that I made. I don't remember what songs they are. But I know both of the first untitled songs have it in it. So, and those are actually decent. So you could listen to those, and then you would hear this, and you'd be like, wow, what's that terrible boot beeping in the background? It's this thing. One of the notes got stuck on. Very good. Very, very high quality. Thank you, Technics, for making this so I can have it in my room under my table. Okay, this video has gone on for too long. Goodbye.